We're here with Simon Chandler, running for the Conservative Party of British Columbia for the riding of North Burnaby. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, Burnaby.
So, Simon, what experience do you bring to the table that you feel will help you be a good MLA for this province?
Yes, well, I come from an accounting background. I studied accounting in school, and I worked in a public practice accounting firm. So I feel that I can take a good look at the budget. I can deal with things in a monetary sense. I'm also very good at analyzing financial information. So I think that would be very good, especially with the amount that the NDP overspends on things, that sort of thing, sort of government corruption in terms of overspending and that sort of thing. And so I think it'd be very good at doing something amounting to perhaps an audit of the budget in a sense. Things like that. I also bring strength from my time in the Army Reserves as well. They taught leadership. They taught, even as an individual soldier, as a private, I was just a private myself, rising to the occasion and taking leadership roles when you have to, as well as really taking control of a situation when it needs to be taken control of.
Okay. Now, Simon, have you had much chance to reach out to your Burnaby North here constituents to find out what are their primary needs? Have you got a pretty good feeling for that right now?
I would say I'm getting a clearer and clearer picture, I would say. I've lived in North Burnaby for 13 years. I've been door knocking a lot. I've hit probably hundreds of houses at this point. I've door knocked approximately about 30% of the detached homes in the riding. And so that picture has become more crystallized over time.
You've door knocked 30% of the homes in the riding?
I have, yes, approximately.
Wow. That is an amazing tenacity and a very good dedication. What would you say is the number one, maybe the number two issues?
It would have to be cost of living would be the number one, for sure. Just the cost of groceries, of course, housing, quite literally everything. From a government standpoint, I think the very first step would be removing the carbon tax. That affects the price of basically all consumer goods there are, essentially. It's a tax on the price of gas, sort of thing. It adds to the cost of gas, to the price of gas. Trucks require fuel, right, in order to transport foods and goods and that sort of thing. So I think that would be the very first place to start. So the reason for removing the carbon tax is that it increases the price of basically all consumer goods. Consumer goods need to be trucked in, or need to be flown in, or need to be,
Right.
brought in on a barge, that sort of thing. And it's a tax on the fuel. And so doing that, I think, would significantly reduce the cost of lots of things, and certainly, of course, the most obvious one being the price of gas.
So, is there another issue that you feel you have a solution for?
Yes, the other one would be crime. Crime is a big thing in the area I live in. I live in the very south of the riding. Crime has simply gotten worse and worse. There's more and more break-ins in the residential area of my building that I live in. We need to crack down on violent crime. A good point to start would actually be hiring more judges. We actually have a dearth of judges, and we require more judges literally so that these criminals who are arrested are not hitting their statute of limitations, and so they can actually see a court date and actually be prosecuted for the crimes that they deserve to be.
So, what percentage of criminals actually go beyond the limitation on court time and get away free?
It would be the vast majority of them.
Are you kidding? So we have a justice system where all these people that are charged for crimes, the majority never even go to court.
That's correct, yes.
And you've got a good solution for that. Hire more judges.
Hire more judges and empower police officers.
Well, that should resonate well with your community if they're plagued with the crime as it is. Okay. Simon, can you think of a third item that you have a solution for?
The current NDP government has shown a distinct lack of respect for parents, particularly with parents having concern over the curriculum that their children are being exposed to. So another big one is SOGI 123 is a massive issue in my riding. There's a lot of families here, several schools, sort of thing. And that's another issue I'm hearing a lot of the doors, is parents don't like this. Parents don't like gender ideology being fed to their children. They'd rather have the freedom to be able to teach it if they choose, or they choose not to do so. We are absolutely opposed to having SOGI 123 in the school curriculum, and we believe it should be left up to the parents' choice.
Today we have Eleanor with us, which is strong on LGBTQ. And how does that fit into the party? Have you had good dialogue with her, or what do you think?
Certainly, yes. As opposed to what the NDP might say, we are not anti-gender, anti-gay, or anything like that. We just don't want it being exposed to children, because parents have spoken out and said that they don't want their kids exposed to this. In terms of personal freedom, we're a conservative party. We believe in personal freedom. So if you choose to change your gender once you're of age, that's totally fine. There's no issue with that at all. If you choose to change your sexual orientation, there's no issue with that at all. We live in a free country. I just don't think it should be in the school curriculum.
Very excellent. So once again, I commend you, Simon, for stepping forward at a time of need, and there's never been more need than right now, where the communities are all hurting. And we need brave people to step forward and do the work, knock on those incredible amount of doors you've knocked on, and feel what people actually need and provide a realistic solution. And the realistic doesn't mean doubling our debt, right?